Hey everybody, it's the coach. Welcome to the special Saturday edition of the NFL on EA Sports. We're just about set to get started, and this ought to be a good one between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Jacksonville Jaguars. With that, let's get on up to Jacksonville. Standing by for the call, it's our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. This crowd excited to see their Jaguars as both teams emerged from their tunnels a moment ago. We are just about ready for football as the Jags get set to match up with Jameis Winston and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Up in the booth with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden, and kickoff straight ahead, CD. What's one thing that you're going to have your eye on?
I think about what the great coaches of the past always said, the key to any ball game. Can you rush theirs and protect yours? Well, in this case, both of these teams get after the quarterbacks. I'm watching the pass rush.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. Leading the charge is the UCF product who hails from right there in the Orlando area in Altamont Springs, Blake Bortles.
And you can see why he was the number 3 pick when he came out in the NFL draft. 6'5", sturdy guy, strong arm, led his UCF team to a big bowl victory over Baylor, and runs the ball way better than he's ever given credit for.
Green 80.
On 1st and 10, here's Bortles. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. Breaking that one up was Justin Evans. Read it perfectly. And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They established the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
4 down. Green 80.
On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Hey, you're on an island over there. Green 80. Green 80.
From the gun on 3rd down, Bortles being chased out left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Quan Alexander able to get outside the numbers and drop him for a loss of a yard. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
And the Jaguars send out their punter. Adam Humphries deep to return. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. They're led out by a man raised in Alabama, went to Florida State. It's their quarterback, Jameis Winston.
And when you scout him on tape, you see the big wind-up delivery. But one other thing I noticed, when it's time to turn it loose, to let that ball go, it gets out of his hands quickly at that point and gets from A to B, B being the receiver, with some dispatch.
Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Ready. Blue lane.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4. And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24.
Ready. Blue lane.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. And this Jacksonville Jaguar defense, Charles, they have a lot riding on the youngster Jalen Ramsey.
As you well know, he was my #1 player coming out of the 2016 draft. I loved his versatility. The big question mark, is he enough of a ball hawk? Didn't have very many interceptions in college, but boy, he does everything else that you want. Runs, hits, wraps up on his tackles. He's going to start on the corner for the Jaguars.
Ready. Blue lane.
On 3rd down, Winston. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. And the screen only good for 3 that time, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the 3rd down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure they didn't give up much run after catch.
Now here's a former 3rd-round pick of Jacksonville, the former Jag Brian Anger on to punt it away. A big boot that time, 57 yards the official distance. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. On the ground, this is T.J. Yeldon. Gets it up around the 22, but no further. Did flash the fancy footwork, but not much to show for it. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. The starting 11 defensively for Tampa Bay.
Brendan Hargraves was drafted out of Florida to be a starting corner by Tampa Bay, and they believe not in just his physical abilities, but also his confidence. And that proved to be true in his rookie year. Didn't give up much space to some of the elite wide receivers in the NFL. Made plenty of plays on the football downfield, and showed the ability to recover if ever beaten on a route.
Set. Green 80.
Bortles to throw on 2nd down. Out of the backfield, it's T.J. Yeldon. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Here we go. Green 80.
Bortles now on 1st down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now Bortles. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Certainly looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Set. Green 80.
Bortles to throw once more. He goes underneath for Yeldon. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Green 80. Green 80.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. That one complete to D.D. Westbrook. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 1st down, Jacksonville. The passing game looking sharp on this drive for the Jags. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
Green 80.
Throwing on 1st down is Bortles. And the catch made here by Marquise Lee. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game, because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Bortles going to come up here on 1st and 10. And he's 5 for 6 now throwing the ball on this drive. Now a play fake. Bortles. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked. But instead they'll keep it on 2nd down. Second and 10 now from the 27.
Green 80. Green 80.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Bortles. Dancing to his left. And avoids the contact by sliding. The improv act there, good for 9. And now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Ninth play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. Shotgun now for Bortles. And that is incomplete. The former 1st-round pick, Vernon Hargraves, the one who was there defensively.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. On is Josh Lambo now for the Jaguar field goal. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. put this one through, and the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
Now after the made field goal, back out Lambeau to kick this one off. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So out come the Bucs now, and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs, and that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Ready. Blue lane.
And they'll go on the ground. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Tackle that time by Ronnie Harrison.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Ready. Blue lane.
Now Jameis on 2nd down. And he's got the hook up here to Deshaun Jackson. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. Winston to his big play receiver Jackson, 41 yards.
And that was a heck of a shot right there by Jameis Winston. Boy, he has a superior right arm, doesn't he? You saw him play baseball.
Yeah, he's actually a switch hitter in baseball. Outfielder, and then, of course, a very hard-throwing pitcher. That's translated well in the National Football League.
That it has. When he has to make that throw on a line, he's got plenty of arm to do it.
So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well. But when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Ready. Blue lane.
Now a 2nd down throw for Winston. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Calais Campbell able to drop him for a loss of 4. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starting in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
Winston needing a big play after the sack as he leads the Bucs up on 3rd and long.
Ready. Blue lane. Ready to go.
Working out of the gun, Winston. And this is going to be incomplete.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And this won't get there. Won't be online either. It's no good. Off to the right, and this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
They try the 50-yarder and miss it, and now this offense has it 1st and 10 at the 40. They begin with a run by Fournette. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. He makes a wonderful play there off the corner, protecting his side of the field.
Oh, that reminds me of the great defenses of old, doesn't it? The Pittsburgh Steelers, Steel Curtain. They would not let you get on the field if you could only do one thing. You had to be a complete guy, and you had to be able to tackle.
Now, I know I've said this before, but you know I wasn't alive when the Steel Curtain was played. I know them, but I just want to let you know I wasn't alive.
I'm going to keep peppering that in there, and one of these days you're going to think that you were.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Hey, green 80.
Working from the gun, it's Bortles. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Gerald McCoy in there to make the play. It'll be a loss of 14, and it'll bring up a 4th down. Well, they went with a nickel. They throw in an extra defensive back. Coverage was very good.
Yeah, it was exactly as you would expect. A passing down. You bring in the nickel package. Just as you described, the coverage was excellent and allowed one of their linemen to end up getting to the quarterback.
And the Jaguars send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line. Now the Buccaneers offense gets ready to head back onto the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Crashing in from the end there, not to disrupt the pass game, but to disrupt the run game.
Yeah, I love the distinction, too, because the good defensive ends, they can do it all. Set the edge in the run game, make sure that no one can move it that way, and, of course, rush the passer. On that play, use his speed to get there in the run game.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Ready. Blue 80.
Winston from the gun on 3rd down. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Dewan Smoot in there to get him for a loss of 3, and it'll be 4th down.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall, and they can put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Tampa Bay. So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and give these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. Bortles leads the Jags up first and 10 at the 39-yard line. They'll start out on the ground. It's T.J. Yeldon. And certainly some style points there on the spin. Not a whole lot thereafter, but still a pretty good gain. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
A fake to Fournette. Now it's Bortles to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one goes for 24 yards.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Fournette, a first down carry. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 11 more on that one and another first down.
All right, it's football 101 to know that the quarterback controls just about everything on offense, but a lot of times what gets missed is that the center controls line play. He has to communicate to the guards and the tackles what type of front they're facing, how they're going to block it, and what adjustments need to be made sometimes on the fly as a defense will shift. Give the center a lot of credit because for the most part, he's got big defensive linemen over his face all game long that he's got to try and block and protect his quarterback and create space for his runner. In this case, he did a really nice job of communicating and executing.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on first down.
Here we go.
On second down, here's Fournette. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. Give him a gain of 4, able to convert, and that sets up 1st and goal now.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the 1st down.
They'll try and run for it with Yeldon. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. Give him 4 on the carry there at 2nd and goal.
And Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
2nd and goal from the 1. They'll try to punch it in with Fournette, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal.
Green 80. Green 80.
From the gun, it's Bortles. And that is incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. This a chip shot, a 20-yarder. And Lambeau will put this one through, and that'll make it 6-0 here in the 1st. So 2 first-quarter field goal attempts for him, and he's converted on both.
I like the positive right there. 2 for 2, got the points on the board. The negative side is they didn't score touchdowns. And, of course, going forward in this game, that's going to be the aim, and hopefully he'll be kicking extra points instead.
Now after the made field goal, back out Lambeau to kick this one off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Ready. Black 22.
Now they try the right side here. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
And we will not see another play as time has run out on this 1st quarter. 6-0 is our score. More from Jacksonville after this.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Bucs in possession of the football as we begin the 2nd quarter, but they face a 2nd and long to start things out. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Ready. Blue 80. Boys, head up. Let's go.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative. Well, you know me, because it's easy to select in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
From the gun, Winston. And this is going to be incomplete.
Basically, you're not going to outwork two guys very often.
Double coverage. I thought he was going to go somewhere else with the football. I get it. That's a stud wide receiver. You want to try to get him the football.
Yeah, sometimes you rely on him a bit too much. You forget the other options that are out there.
Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. This will be fielded at the 17. Nearly a huge return, as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Jags and Leonard Fournette making their way onto the field. We're in the second quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They fake the handoff. Now Bortles looking sideline, incomplete. Marquise Lee, the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Green 80.
Bortles will try again on 2nd down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Quan Alexander. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. So a dangerous pass over the middle into zone coverage, and it bit him hard.
And what's really difficult when you throw it in that direction and versus that zone, that means the linebackers have gotten to their spot, gotten their heads back around, and they can see the quarterback and everything in front of them. And they took big advantage of it, went the other direction. Excellent blocking, and picked up a touchdown.
Cairo Santos on to try the extra point. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and they take the lead here at 7-6. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. They get the back end zone. And they'll run back here. This will be a back to come out to the 12-yard line. Out comes Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Green 80.
Fournette on the counter. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
So much of the game today we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Green 80. Green 80.
Now Bortles throwing on 2nd down. Oh, the rookie nearly had the pick. Probably should have had it. 3rd down now.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2.
Green 80. Green 80.
Bortles on the give to Fournette. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the 1st down marker was and getting there.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Green 80. Green 80.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. Looking for an opening. Not much there. He'll get it to the 39. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Green 80.
Here's a give to Fournette. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle, because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
Green 80. Green 80.
Throwing his Bortles on 3rd down. Open man is Westbrook, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting us inside the 30. That one will go down as 33 yards on the 3rd down conversion.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. That little arc on it, he's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Green 80. Green 80.
They go play action here on 1st down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively, because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
That's it. Green 80.
They go back to the ground now with Fournette. Down right around the 25. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave them with 3rd and still 7 yards to go. A 3rd field goal of the 1st half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down.
Green 80.
From the gun on 3rd down, Bortles. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now, since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. This from 42 yards out. And Lambeau will put this one through. And they jump back in front here. It's 9-7. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
Now after the made field goal, back out Lambeau to kick this one off. Now it's Wilson. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Mike Evans and the rest of the offensive unit heading back out there now. A chance maybe here for them to get him more involved. They're down here on the scoreboard, and he's been very quiet.
And the silence has been deafening for his team. They don't need that at all. They need fireworks. They need explosive plays. They need him touching the football in any way possible. Maybe go to some jet sweeps. Anything to get him going.
Yeah, something to get in the ball. We'll see if they can do it. Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line.
Ready. Black 22. Where's that up?
Now a handoff looking right. Well, a pretty move couldn't create much space. Down just beyond the 35. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
They run a draw here on 2nd down. And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
Ready. Blue ready.
On 3rd down, Winston. And that is incomplete. Here's Brian Anger now. He's been terrific so far. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at the 20.
Set. Green 80.
On play action, it's Bortles. This is Yeldon on the dump off. So a good spin move there before he's taken down. A nice little gain. It'll be a gain of 9, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard to go for the first. Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard.
Green 80. Green 80.
On 2nd down, here's Yeldon, and he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Green 80.
On 1st down, Bortles. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Cole. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Green 80. Green 80. Right there.
On play action, now Bortles. He goes full extension, and he's got it. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
When you're a player of his stature, you don't just circle the games on your team's calendar. You
Circle the Pro Bowl?
Without a doubt. That's a game that you just figure you're going to be in each and every year. That's because of catches like that. That's why he goes.
Green 80.
Play action. Now it's Bortles. Left side complete. Safarian Jenkins. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 12 more yards there and another 1st down. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play.
Into the red zone. It's Bortles. Throw left side complete. That's Cole. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line.
go.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Green 80. Green 80.
A handoff to Fournette. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Three red zone trips have yielded just 2 field goals for them to this point, so they'll be searching for something more on 2nd and goal here.
Green 80.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal.
Green 80. Green 80.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
All right, let's put the check mark on the defensive side of the ledger there. Really nice tackle by the man in the middle. But why was he able to get that done? Because he has 4 down linemen in front of him, 2 tackles, 2 ends. And what they often try to do is create what we call a funnel. Right to the man in the middle linebacker, who often leads his team in tackles.
Bortles now on 3rd and goal. His pass caught at the 4. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. A great job to hold him to just a yard there. Now it's 4th and goal.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
So out comes the field goal team once more. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And Lambo will put this one through, and that will push the lead up to 12-7. So put 3 on the board, but from that far into enemy territory, probably hoping for more.
Yeah, I think they're going to get together on the sideline, talk about it, right? Because you get that far, that deep, you want to come away with a touchdown. They'll take the 3, but they're going to file it away for the future.
Now after the made field goal, back out Lambo to kick this one off. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. Now the Buccaneer offense set to take over again. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Ready. Blue 80.
Play fake. Winston. And his throw is incomplete. He was trying to find O.J. Howard, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Again from the 20 after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10.
Ready. Blue 80. Let me go.
On 2nd down, Winston again. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. The intended target was Chris Godwin, and it's 3rd down. Charles, he doesn't seem to be particularly in tune with his receivers, just 2 for 7 throwing the football, but he did seem really locked in before the game.
Yeah, and that has to do with receivers sometimes. Sometimes the defenders knock them off their routes, and you're usually pretty precise. 1, 2, 3 cut, balls out of his hands to the receiver. In this case, might be off by a half step either way. They've got to find a way to get back in sync.
He hits Rodgers in the flat, and down he'll go at the 25. It's a gain of 5, and that's going to make it 4th down. Here's Brian Anger now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And this will be taken at the 13. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at their own 21.
Green 80. Green 80.
They'll run with Fournette. And not too much going there as he'll get it up to the 23-yard line.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
Set. Green 80.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Yeldon. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. Give him 8 yards. There's still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be 3rd down and about the length of the football. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Under 4 to play now. Clock running. 3rd down.
Set. Green 80.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Not the result they were looking for there on 3rd down. They ended up taking a loss on the play. The only person happy now, the punter, gets to go out there and show mom that he gets to play in the game.
And the Jaguars send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fielded just inside the 20. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's had a good chunk of carries. Problem is for very little success. I don't want to put it all on his shoulders, but that's a big reason they're losing right now.
Have to be very careful that he doesn't start pointing fingers. Offensive line obviously trying. The defense is doing a nice job against him today. When it's all said and done, it's all about the guy in the mirror. He has to get it done better going forward.
See if he can look and do some soul searching now. Winston and the Bucs take over now 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line.
Ready. Flag 22.
Now Winston. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Big O.J. Howard, his intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. They run a draw here on 2nd down. Stop shy of the 45. Showed off a nice little move on the play, though. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Ready. Flag 22. Where's that?
On 3rd down. That's Barber. So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Ready. Blue lady.
Now a play fake here on first down. And Winston lost the football. But it looks like a Buccaneer was able to corral it. Yes, the Bucs have it. Tampa Bay keeps the possession. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Ready? You ready?
They'll try to throw now. Winston. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely.
I mean,
size, the hands.
Speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
Ready? Blue lady.
On 3rd down, it's Barber. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. Here's Brian Anger now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. They begin with a run by Yeldon. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
So the offense took the timeout. Looks like they're ready to go as we get set to resume the action.
Let's go. Set. Green 80.
Bortles to throw on 2nd down. A throw left side, complete to his receiver, Westbrook. A big one there for the Jags. 18 yards, first down. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Bortles. Caught, Safarian Jenkins, right side. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
Nice idea, nice concept there. Line him up on the left side of the formation, let him sneak his way across, coming back underneath, put it in his hands, let him get a few more yards after the catch, too.
Great way to utilize a tight end on the drag route. Bortles now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10.
Green 80. Green 80.
Shotgun now for Bortles. And that's incomplete. T.J. Yeldon, the one he was looking for. And now it's 2nd down.
Well, already seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half. Unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
Hey, set. Green 80.
Bortles again here on 2nd and 10. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Green 80. Green 80.
Bortles gives to Yeldon on the draw. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Call it a gain of 5. 4th down now. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So the offensive unit called the TO, and now we are ready to resume play. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. So we hit the halftime break here in Jacksonville with the Jags on top. As we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
In the game you've been watching, it was Blake Bortles with a strong first half throwing the football. He's thrown for close to 200 yards already, and that's helped propel his guys into the lead. As we send you back to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start in the 3rd quarter. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. And they'll run it here. And he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there.
Ready, 525.
They go play action. Winston. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Are we really in the second half here? And this is the first time we've seen Jameis Winston connect with Mike Evans?
Yeah, you know that they missed that in the first half. Up until this point, they've really missed it, haven't they?
I think that's a big reason why they're down on the scoreboard right now.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Winston from the gun on 3rd down. And he's got a man. It's the tight end Howard, complete. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work. And that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a 1st down.
Stay in there. Ready, blue lady.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Ready, blue lady.
2nd down, Winston. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Play action now. Winston. On the crossing route, complete. That's Jackson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
Okay, what can't Deshaun Jackson do? All right, we know about the catches. We just saw another one there. Also gets involved in the return game. And he can break big plays like that. And we've seen him do it throughout his NFL career.
We have. What are you thinking of anything in particular?
Yeah, I'm still remembering a certain Giants punter not following orders. And Deshaun Jackson made that big-time return all the way back for a game winner in that one. I still remember seeing the looks of disbelief on the Giants sideline.
And they'll go on the ground. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And down inside the 15 he goes. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. From the red zone now, Winston. And that one's going to be over everybody in the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. He was looking for Jaquiz Rodgers there. And it's 2nd down.
The touch and time are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. A great move in there, but it only takes him to the 7. He's dropped there. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
False start, offense.
So that one will be accepted.
Still 3rd down.
After the false start, sets up a 3rd and 9. Working out of the gun, Winston. And he's got his tight end, Howard. It's a Buccaneer touchdown. O.J. Howard, a 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Bucs are able to strike for 6. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
So now a 2-point conversion attempt coming for Winston and the Bucs.
Ready? Blue 80. Hot.
From the gun, Winston. And he's got it. The try for 2 is successful, and it pushes the lead up to a field goal. So they make the decision. They want a 3-point lead versus a 2-point lead, and they got it.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, it seems like the exact right thing to do. Put a little pressure on your defense, but the biggest thing now is you're making the other team chase you.
Santos out now. He'll kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. A gain of 3, second down.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Again, it's Fournette. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Kendall Beckwith on the stop.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Hey. Green 80. Green 80.
Bortles going to try and throw on 3rd down. He's got the hook up to Lee. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is now with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
If you're the coaching staff upstairs, you might want to file that play away. Did you see how fast the safety closed on that one? Coming up in run support, made a big-time tackle. You might want to try and check into a pass next time.
Yeah, got him for a loss. Really, really great play defensively.
Here we go.
They'll run it again with Fournette. Fights him off. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
So now facing a 3rd and 16 following back-to-back running plays that went in the wrong direction.
Green 80. Green 80.
Working from the gun, it's Bortles. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Lee. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. And they pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep... Oh, the Bucs swarm in, and they block it. Now, so much for pinning him really deep. Short punt could have pinned him inside the 10. Now great field position the other way.
It's never good when you're punting the ball and your eyes see the ball go back behind you.
No.
However form, whether it's over your head or to the side, never good. Now it becomes a race to get to the football so they don't pick it up and take it all the way.
Jameis, Winston, and company heading back onto the field now. He is looking to help his team build their lead after trailing at halftime. They've got to like the spot they're in right now.
They have to love it, but as you and I both know, cliche alert coming here, you're only as good as your last possession. Yeah. But I think that they like, as you said, the spot they're in and how confidently they're playing at this point.
But again, just a one-possession lead, looking to expand that now. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Give them 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll be a loss of 1, and all of a sudden here it's 3rd down.
Well, that play was over before it even got started. Thanks for nothing, huh? How about that? That sets up a very difficult 3rd down call now.
Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. Off the play fake, Winston. And incomplete here on 3rd down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. This is a 49-yard attempt, right hash. And that'll be off the crossbar and out. It's short. He couldn't get it there. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, he had that one on target. That's half the battle. The other half of the battle, however, is distance.
And he nearly had that, too. But it was the crossbar that said otherwise. And that'll deny him a shot at 3.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. After the missed kick, they're in really good position. They'll begin this drive at the 39 now.
Green 80. Green 80.
Running left, it's Fournette. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Green 80.
Now Bortles throwing on 2nd down. Incomplete over the middle, Safarian Jenkins. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a 1st down. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. It used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
Green 80. Green 80.
Bortles trying the option to the right as he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. He'll pick up 7 there on the 1st down keeper.
Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it. And while he didn't get a 1st down, he did get a nice chunk of yardage. Only a nice tackle prevented it from maybe going all the way.
Here we go. Set. Green 80.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Brandon, the offensive line's been winning the battle at the point of attack throughout this game, but how about that stop by the defensive front? Maybe now they can gather themselves and start to change the momentum a little bit.
Let's go.
From from the gun on third down. Bortles. Throw left side complete. That's Cole. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up.
Here we go.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They go play action here on first down. Completes it to Lee. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
Now Leonard Fournette. And he stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
Green 80. Green 80.
On second down, here's Bortles. That's complete right around the 8. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. Bortles now to throw. They go with the screen. It's Yeldon. And the spin looked pretty, but more for style points as the real estate evaporated quickly there. Well contained there defensively. The screen gets only a yard, and it's 4th.
They dialed up the screen pass on 3rd down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a first down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
On is Josh Lambo now for the Jaguar field goal. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And Lambo will put this one through, and that will tie the score at 15-all. So yet another field goal to end a drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often, but you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. A look at Jameis Winston now as he gears up to lead this offense again. How do you break down his game so far? Just the 1 touchdown pass, but sometimes the touchdown pass stat category, that doesn't tell the whole story.
It really doesn't. Not until you balance it with the error side, you know, and in this case, he hasn't thrown any interceptions. So a lot of people would call this almost a pedestrian game, kind of a bus driver game, but that's just really wrong. Being a bus driver is a good thing if you're running a football team, because that means you're in control and you're taking your team to the right places.
Yeah, he's been pretty solid. Winston now. He's going to float this one deep right side. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Ready? Black 22. Let me go. Let me go.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. Great play there off the end. Question, Charles, in a 4-3, you hear about the D tackles a lot. What's the role of the ends?
What they want to do is control the edges of the defense. And you always hear about an offense talking about setting the edge in the running game. Well, the defense wants to do exactly the same thing. And the defensive end, often against an offensive tackle, sometimes a tight end, they can't let themselves get hooked and let a running back get outside, because if they do that, that hurts the integrity of the defense overall.
My man, the encyclopedia. Back now in Jacksonville. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've had a lot of chances, but not much success, converting only 3 times. This is 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Winston. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's 4th down.
That's really nice coverage there. I'm not sure he would have gotten to the first down marker anyway, but boy, oh boy, did they blanket him.
Yeah, short throw, but he really didn't have many options. Had to force it in, so I didn't have to, but he chose to force it in somewhere. Incomplete.
Yeah, now it brings up 4th down.
Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Tampa Bay. Fielded at about the 28. That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return. And now out come the Jags. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at their 38. A fake to Fournette. Now it's Bortles to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. So they took a shot on 1st down but couldn't connect. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
Green 80.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. Well, good luck there as a ball carrier. You get handed that football, look up, oh, there's a big D tackle ready to swallow you whole for a loss.
Yeah, you kind of count on your guys to give you at least a little bit of time, a little bit of space to try and maneuver, but not on that one. And when you have a defensive tackle who is that strong, that agile, he's a lot to deal with. Sometimes you have to double him, and sometimes you're not able to block him no matter who's trying.
Green 80. Green 80.
Throwing his Bortles on 3rd down. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at the 20. Now Winston over the middle, and it's incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. They'll try again from the 20 on 2nd and 10.
Ready? Ready?
And they'll run it here. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down, and you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
Ready? Ready?
On 3rd down, Winston. That escapes the sack. And this is going to be incomplete.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Tampa Bay. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. The Jaguars getting set to go. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Green 80. Green 80.
Fournette. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Green 80.
Now Fournette. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a 1st down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
So a good run by Fournette. Now another 1st and 10.
Green 80.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Going for the deep ball. And that's caught inside the 30. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. They give him a gain of 38.
Now that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. On the run, it's Fournette. And give him about 3 as he gets it down to the 22-yard line.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
Green 80. Green 80.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Let's go. Green 80. Green 80.
From the gun, it's Bortles. This is Yeldon on the dump off. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, and that'll bring up 4th down. So on now is the kicker, Josh Lambo. This to break our 4th quarter tie. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football.
We got it. We got it. Good job, D.
We've been at enough practices, and how many times have we stood on the sidelines and a unit goes out to kick a field goal and hear the special teams coach say, make sure you protect. First thing, protect. And here they give up a block.
Yeah, especially in a tight game like this, tied second half. This is when execution is so key.
They go over everything in the huddle. The last thing you're going to hear everywhere, make sure you protect. That didn't get done.
So now a chance for points in the opposite direction after the blocked field goal. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. The former All-Pro Marcel Darius brings him down. Kind of running there at your own risk against that 4-3 and that big line, aren't you?
Yeah, and I don't really run it against a good 4-3 team that well because I've got to get those guys on the move a little bit. If you're a static running team, meaning you just want to run it in the middle, you may have some trouble against good defensive tackles. That's what we just saw on that play. No gain.
Jameis to throw it. And he finds Howard complete. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
A 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3.
Ready. Move it.
Winston. And that is incomplete. Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Tampa Bay. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go.
Green 80. Green 80.
This is Fournette. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Stop made there by Gerald McCoy.
And while they hope to continue this drive, it's really already mission accomplished. They've given enough space now that if they have to punt the ball, they've done so with that first run.
Green 80.
And they'll go on the ground. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down.
It's really come into vogue to talk about the different gaps that the defense tries to attack in an offensive line. And most of the time we're talking about blitzes. How many times have you heard double A-gap blitz? Well, where is the A-gap? It's the space between the center and the guards, either side. So when you're having a double A-gap blitz, that's two guys coming through that gap. In this situation, though, that A-gap wasn't open for the defense to exploit. The offensive line took care of it, protected it, and moved the defensive guys out of the way to allow for that nice run.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he roams across the 20 to the 24-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
Let's go, let's go.
On play action, it's Bortles. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Cole. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Green 80.
Fournette running right. Not much there. Maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Green 80.
They fake the handoff. Now Bortles. Wide open receiver complete. 23 yards on the play. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When a receiver's in your zone and he crosses to another one, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there, but I like the discipline they showed to stay in their proper areas and then make the tackle.
Green 80. Green 80.
A first down carry now for Yeldon. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Green 80. Green 80.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Fournette. And nowhere for him to go again. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's in. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Throwing now is Bortles. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Austin Safarian-Jenkins from 17 yards out. And the Jaguars have moved out in front. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Josh Lambo now for the point after. Extra point tacked on by Lambo. And they will take a 7-point lead. That time a 9-play drive. And it results in a touchdown for Jacksonville. Here's Lambo out to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Here's Winston. Trying to get it to Jackson, and it's intercepted. A.J. Boye with a pick, and he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. Well, these guys hardly got a chance to catch their breath after the quick turnover, but I doubt they're complaining much.
Especially with the field position they get to start with. I wouldn't be complaining either. I'd want to get right back out there and get after them because now you have an opportunity to make a big play. I'd say let's be aggressive and go after it.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Green 80. Green 80.
So after the INT, it's Bortles. Safarian-Jenkins has it. And he's going to get this inside the 30. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a 1st down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line, and I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides.
Hey, green 80, green 80.
And they'll run it here. And he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Green 80.
Bortles going to throw here. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively they burn it here with 1:51 left. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And now running right through it. And oh, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
Wow, a personal foul at this stage in the 4th.
Automatic first down.
Really hard to believe, and now that glow of hope that you had begins to flicker out, doesn't it?
Yep. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Green 80, green 80.
After the penalty, it's Fournette. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Bortles going to look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. They come up in an offset eye. Bortles, and he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Mitch Unrein in there to drop him for a loss of 10, and it'll be 4th and long. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And Lambeau will put this one through, and that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. Well, it's hard to put your finger on whether this is something to celebrate or something maybe the offense is embarrassed by, but that's now 6 field goals he's made in this game alone.
Yeah, he's bailed them out quite a bit so far, but it's very comforting to know that you have a kicker that's got your back.
Now after the made field goal, back out Lambeau to kick this one off. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's Winston. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Ready, black, 32.
Now Winston. He's going to let it fly. He's got a man, complete. And Charles, you know what coaches always tell us. We want to win our home games. That much we know. We want to protect our home turf. They got that done in this one.
Exactly right. When you start a season, everyone's goal: win all of your home games, split your road games, and you're likely going to be in the playoffs. But when you win at home, boy, what a great feeling that is. You don't even mind if people are at your house when you get home after a win like that.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The Jaguars are winners here as we say so long from Jacksonville.